legends, I hope you're all fantastic. Today we're going to look at 5 kilatones with the Strymon Big Sky. This is a modern classic when it comes to reverb pedals. I would even argue just pedals in general. This has been featured on so many pedal boards and it's almost become a cliche because of certain modes on there, notably the cloud mode and the shimmer mode. Funnily enough, I'm not going to look at either of those modes in this video. I want to show you how I like to use this pedal for certain applications. And this pedal is so cool to me because it packs so many features that weren't really available in reverb pedals before. Stuff like the early reflections and the halls. It's really reminiscent of an old rack mount effect, in my opinion. And you all know how much I love the old racks. So we'll start with sound number 1, and something that you find on all the old Roland and Yamaha reverb units from back in the day is an early reflections mode, and we've got that on the Big Sky. This is probably the most underrated mode on here. Everybody thinks of Big Sky and they think of just huge, lush ambient reverb, but if you just want to add a really lovely room simulation and like a thickening agent to a guitar sound, I think this is a fantastic mode. We'll just hear my dry guitar sound. I've got this running in a parallel loop in kill dry mode, so the mix is actually just controlling the overall volume of the effect. I've got the decay set at 200 milliseconds, modulation's off, the 2 parameters and toner in the middle. We'll start here. So it is just adding a bit of that amp in the room kind of vibe there. What I like to do is just darken it a little bit, add a bit of modulation, and the 2 parameter controls, one is for the low end, I like to pull a bit of low end out, and one is for location, I actually like to push it back ever so slightly. So we get this. And it is one of those effects that you get used to it pretty quickly, but then you really miss it when you turn it off. See what I mean right there? It suddenly just kind of sounds too dry when I put it back on. I love that. It is a really subtle effect. If you only used this pedal for this mode, it might be slightly overkill, but I do really like that early reflections in there. On dirty guitar sounds, my other favorite type of reverb is a plate style reverb, and the plate in here sounds great. We can select between a small and a large plate. I like the small plate. I like it quite dark. And again, we've got a low end control here, which I just leave kind of in the middle, just below with this particular reverb. The decay, I like about 1.5 seconds on there. I'll adjust the mix to taste and just a tiny amount of pre-delay. Again, I'll start with the mix low and I'll just bring this one in. Just a little bit of decay there, and I love this if I boost it for a kind of lead reverb. Turn the mix up even more so you get more of that on there, more gain, more sustain. It's really, really nice. As you can hear there, it's not super crazy with the decay. Bringing the mix up just adds some grease to the overall sound. That's the plate mode. I'll do one more mode with this distorted guitar sound, then I will switch over to some clean stuff. I'm gonna go to Magneto. And this is kind of, I guess, one of the special effect style reverbs, and it is a little bit harder to dial in. The 2 parameter controls control the diffusion, which I love to just crank up. Parameter 1, again, is the low end. The tone I will keep low. I'm going to add a whole bunch of modulation. I'll turn the pre-delay up. And the decay on this one, you can see, only goes up to about 1.5 seconds, but it is... What is this actually modeling? Is it kind of like a tape echo multi-tap thing with diffusion? I can't remember, but anyway, this is what it sounds like with the decay parameter at about 496 milliseconds, or about 500 milliseconds. Really does have this nice diffuse delay thing about it. If I turn the diffusion down, you're really going to hear distinct echoes. If I turn it all the way up, though, it gets super smeared out. And if I bring this decay parameter up, it gets pretty wild pretty quickly. Next up, let's do something really big and ambient, because that's what the Big Sky is renowned for. I actually kind of prefer the whole reverb type with the time cranked up over the cloud in here. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. Feel free to do that in the comments, but I'm going to play around with the tone, the low end, and the mid-range parameter. Modulation is cranked, and heaps of pre-delay. We get this. For the last example, we're going to use swell. I've still got kill dry on, but I'm running this pre-gain. So it's basically going to act like a combination of a reverb and like a slow gear effect. I've adjusted the rise. I've left the pre-delay all the way down. Most of the other parameters are pretty much in the middle except modulation, which is cranked. And I love this combination of swelling a reverb into something with a little bit of grit on it. It really reminds me of something all my favorite post-rock bands would do, because it's kind of the post-rock sound. Huge reverb, pre-gain. I really hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm going to play you out with this swell sound. If you have any other comments or questions, let me know in the comment section below. And if you're a Big Sky user and you've got a favorite mode or set of settings or hacks, let me know about them in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Stay safe, be good to one another. I'll see you all next time.